than to your town. If you're a small club in CI, don't come and say, I want a national brand to sponsor me. Knock on doors of businesses there. Tell the local supermarket, I can get people to shop in this supermarket. They come for my game on Sunday. In fact, you come for my game on Sunday, put up a stand and see how many sodas you sell. And then I want you to pay me for that. So find creative ways to get money into your organization. But it starts with you building and marketing your own brand and making sure that it is identifiable. It is upstanding because corporates want to associate with people who are not scandalous and things like that. So I've just shared a little bit about what I know. Martin, I don't know if I've made sense, but please fix your Instagram account.
Yes, actually my Instagram account is active. I have a few thousand people, but I'd like to grow it because that's for sponsorship. Sponsorship acquisition is one of the most difficult things to get, but there's a process that you can learn how to do it. It's obviously constantly changing and there's no sort of one size fits all. But you know, the way you engage a corporate, and I'm sure you know some of them here can tell you, you know, of course, how long does it take to start preparing for it? You can't show up a week before your event and ask for sponsorship. That's not possible. You know, but how much longer should you start? You know, you have to really do your homework in terms of sponsorship. You know, you have to look at the financial year. You know, the financial year is about to end. You know, nobody's going to make any budget plans for this. You know, they have to start looking for next year. Or is it January to December? You know, that too. So there's many ways on how to engage for sponsorship. I think I have to, you know, create a class, you know, to how to educate, particularly sports institutions or sports players or athletes. How do you get deals? You know, what are you offering? What are the sponsors' benefits? You know, and there's varied benefits that you can offer. It requires a lot of research into the corporate that you're after. Most importantly, is creating that relationship with them, because you just don't want to get money and then that relationship ends. You would like to have a long-term engagement with a lot of these corporates so that they get value for what they're giving. You know, and of course now there's a lot more ask from a corporate. How are you going to account for that money? What are you going to do? What are you going to show benefit for me to give you money? And so those are the kind of things that we need to look at as a country, you know, as an industry here. How do we properly engage for sponsorship? How do we manage that sponsorship? You know, and what, from a corporate perspective, how will they benefit? How will they really, how will they see the value of that sponsorship? So those are some of the things that we need to sort of have another discussion, separate discussion on that.
Of understanding the brands you're approaching. For the longest time, I was the Guinness brand ambassador, and people would ask me, why doesn't Guinness sponsor Kenyan football? I said, because it's an Irish brand, it is not a Kenyan brand. And brands have their focus and their identities already. Guinness will never sponsor local sport. That is not their area. Tusker, on the other hand, that is their area. So understand the brand you are approaching, all the campaigns they are going through. Coca-Cola, for example, right now, all the focus is around the World Cup. What can I, as a local football team, do around the World Cup that will attract Coca-Cola to us? So it's also important to have your own marketing and creative team to come up with concepts that align with what these brands are pushing at the moment. They already know what they want to push. The question is, do you fit into what they want to push? And if you really need their money, you can fit into what they want to push and then have leftover change for what you want to do. So understand the brands you're approaching, and those are just some examples of it. I think we can move on now to the plenary session.